anxiety, depression, and mental health. In this special Christmas episode, I'll be going through some experiences of mine at this holiday season and special time, and also go through some of your questions that you've sent in, which is great. And yeah, I really know that Christmas is meant to be an exciting and happy time of year, but that's not always the case. So yeah, just wanted to take some time to run through a few of those things and things you can do to really help yourself at this time if you're feeling anxious, depressed, or even lonely as well. So yeah, tune in and hopefully we'll go through some of your questions. Welcome to the Redesign Your Mind YouTube channel and podcast, where we have real conversations around mental health, self-improvement, and how we can find more meaning in our lives. I'm your host, Stefan Moralia. You can watch episodes here, or you can listen to the podcast on iTunes or Spotify. The show and any video uploads are loosely inspired by my book, Redesign Your Mind, Tools and Inspiration for Positive Mental Health, which is available on Amazon, Kindle, iTunes, and Audible. Please refer to the description below for more information, including my socials, a disclaimer, and how you can get in contact with me. Thanks for watching and joining me on the journey to redesign your mind. So like I mentioned in the intro, I'm going to go through some of my experiences with anxiety and depression at this time of year. And in my book, Redesign Your Mind, link is in the bio, of course, as always, I talk about my challenging, experience with depression at Christmas time quite a few years ago, where I had some time to reflect and it all came, crashing down and somewhat of a breakdown and realized that I wasn't living the life that I wanted to live. So many people talk about Christmas being one of those times of year where people do come out and get quite emotional. So just know that you're not alone with that. And there's definitely things you can do. And I'll be touching on some of those things today as well. To tie all of that in, I'm going to answer a few of your questions that you've sent in. For future episodes, if you do want to send in your questions, they are all anonymous, so I won't be reading out the names, but you can just message me on Instagram, Facebook, email, LinkedIn. All my socials are included in the notes of the podcast. So yeah, definitely get in touch there and looking forward to hearing your questions. For this episode, the first question I'm going to read out came from someone from Facebook, and it is, how do I stop myself from feeling lonely at Christmas? So yeah, this is quite a tough one because, everyone thinks, oh, Christmas, you should be with family and friends and feel really the opposite of alone. So for me, the first thing I say with that question, so you said, stop myself from feeling lonely. I would say not to try and stop it. So the first thing I would do in that sense is to try and understand it. Why are you feeling lonely? I know you can dig deep and find out some of those reasons of why you're actually feeling that way. And I know it's not easy because even for myself, when going back a few years now at Christmas, and I had family and friends and really close with a lot of people, but I felt so alone because I wasn't living the life that I wanted to live. I was in a job that I didn't enjoy. I was running my own business, but again, your job or whatever it is, or it might be a relationship. So find out what it is. It might be that something's missing as well. You might have had a partner, or maybe your connections with your friends or family aren't as close this year. There must be some underlying reason that you can work on, and whether it's yourself, that you journal and work through that. There's a lot of good tools and apps out there, and even my book has a few of them as well. Whether you do that or you see a psychologist to help you with these things, definitely something you can do there. Another thing I think with that, if you're feeling lonely, is Christmas is all about giving and trying to help people out. So, something I have been doing, and to be honest, I should do some of it this year. I haven't got to it yet, but maybe this episode is my way to give back. But just buying presents for, whether it's for community groups, or donating some money, or donating your time, even to a shelter or to a community group. There's a lot of people that are feeling just as lonely, if not even more lonely than you. And there might be a way that you can, make that connection and help them out. And it will help you out as well. Giving is one of the weirdest things that you get it back twice as much as you give. So, whatever effort or time you spend giving, or even money, that benefit you will feel inside will be twice as good. And that's what I find anyway. So if you're lonely, maybe try and connect with some other people that are lonely or doing it tough, and you'll feel good about yourself that at least you gave and helped someone else out at this challenging time. Okay, moving on to question 2. So we've got here, this one came from Instagram. What's the best way to help someone who feels this way over the holidays? And that's a really good question, because, sometimes you see it in people. You can see someone's lonely or a bit down in the dumps. And often it might be people that have lost a loved one, or, separated from a partner, or had something happen to them, during the year. And we often reflect at Christmas and we think about what's gone and what was there this time last year and no longer there anymore. So look, the first thing I would say to do is just to include them. And I know it's something that people think, oh, invite them over. But what I guess I mean by that as well is trying to do something fun, and or that makes them happy, or a thoughtful gift, something that helps them understand that they are special and they are important. A lot of the times we think that spending a lot of money on a gift is what's going to make someone happy, but that's what I probably think is a load of shit. What is way more important is something that shows you appreciate them, and that you know who they are and what they like. So if there's something you can do there, that would be a great way to do that. And if you really want to get involved, and this is not for everyone, but you could ask them how they are going. A simple, hey, how are you? And delving into that, not just letting them say, yeah, good. Try not to be too pushy either, but find a way to get them to talk without trying to prod too much. Another thing that could work as well is talking about your challenges. Say what's really bothering you. It might be something small, but it might get them talking and feeling comfortable to open up as well. So, it could be something as simple as saying how you're a bit overwhelmed with all the shopping, or the family you have to have over, or the gift buying, or whatever it is. Find a way to try and connect with them, and let them open up then as well. So yeah, that hopefully that helps you out. Moving on to the next question. So I think this was from Instagram again. What do I do when I'm surrounded by family at Christmas, but I still feel alone? Now, I think this really ties in with some of the earlier questions and thoughts, and um, you really need to understand, why are you lonely? Is it because you don't feel the same way about your family, or you're not connecting with them? Or is it because your own meaning in life maybe isn't where you thought it would be, or you've got nothing driving you, or moving forward on that as well? So yeah, I think it is a tough one. And if you're single, maybe you think, oh, I wish I had someone. I know when I was single, I always around Christmas used to have those thoughts. And unfortunately, society conditions us to want to have a partner at this time of year. And um, yeah, it's not really a time for those that are single to enjoy themselves. It's, everyone's coupled up and doing things with friends and family. So I know that is challenging, but now the flip side of that, someone that at the moment I do, lucky enough to have a partner, hopefully for a long time, that is, sorry, not just at the moment. But yeah, I think you probably think, oh, well, that was a point in my life where I could do what I wanted. And, you had that freedom. So try not to look at the grass being greener on the other side, because it's just what stage of life you are at this time. So embrace it. And like I said before, try and find other ways to connect with people. Doesn't have to be romantically, doesn't have to be, in a sense of a relationship. It can be just giving to the community, or spending your time somewhere, or even engaging on blogs or chats, or whatever it is you can do. So, yeah, definitely find a way to connect. And you might have to delve deeper, and that might involve a psychologist, or researching into your own heart why you feel lonely, if you've still got all your family around you as well. Next question. I actually don't know where this came from. I assume Facebook then. Why does Christmas make me feel depressed sometimes? And I think I just answered that before. There must be something that you're looking in the past, and thinking about what you used to have, that nostalgia, and that feeling of how things used to be. I'm still a sucker for that, and I still miss how things used to be when I was a kid, and the family you had, that some of them are no longer around. And look, you can get those feelings. There's nothing wrong with that. I think we have to remove this pressure that we have to be happy and cheerful and loving life the whole season, or every day, that is, for that matter. So just acknowledge your feelings and accept them, and enjoy the good parts of the holiday season, and also the challenging parts, and reflect on those people that, or experiences that meant so much to you at that time. So I guess last question, moving on, is in regards to COVID. So I guess this is a special 2020 question. So how do we enjoy Christmas during COVID? And yeah, look, a lot of people around the world are dealing with different circumstances this year. So at the moment in Australia, where I am in South Australia, touch wood, we're very lucky that at the moment we can still go out and spend time with friends and family, and do all the right things, of course. But I think there might only be a few COVID cases here. So for us, it's probably being very grateful. That's how we can enjoy it, and be grateful that we're in a good spot relative to much of the the rest of the world. But if you're in those other parts, and I know some tough stories, people that have lost their jobs or doing it tough. For me, I would say it is more about being grateful for what you've got, but also looking forward to the future, and not going to get involved in regards to the politics of vaccines and things, but it seems that the news is good on that for 2021, and hopefully as we transition, we start to get better at combating this virus, and also dealing with it on a economic sense as well. And we just have to look forward and up with that as well, I think. So try and be grateful for what you've got. Give yourself credit too that you've made it through this year. It's been really challenging, 2020. And if you think about it, the whole world hasn't had to deal with a challenge like this really since I can remember. I mean, since I was born, so in 1988, I can't think of something that's been this challenging. We've probably had September 11 and in Australia recently, bushfires and things like that, but nothing that's impacted the world and not being able to travel, not being able to do the things we want to do, and people suffering in mentally, health-wise, and economically as well. So just know that you've lived through a real tough time, and give yourself credit, and just know that things are going to get better from here. And maybe you have to redesign what 2021 is going to look like for you as well. And some of those things we did rely on previously for happiness, we might have to adjust as well. So just try and practice to be flexible. I'm definitely trying to do that myself. That's pretty much it, guys. So from myself and the Redesign Your Mind podcast, I want to wish everyone a happy and merry Christmas and New Year's period for 2020. And I wish you all the best for 2021. It's never too early or too late to start working on some of your goals for 2021. So do take the chance to reflect on how you've grown as a person this year, and what are some of the opportunities for you to further improve in 2021, because that's what I'll be doing, and that's what the most successful people will be doing. So all the best. Do get in contact and follow me on the socials, and really looking forward to the guests we've got in 2021. Thanks for listening, guys, and if you're on YouTube, thanks for watching.